desire is the cause of suffering. That's commonly taken to be the case. And then we can be puzzled by, well, how does that work? Yes, the English word craving implies a kind of sort of agitated, slightly deranged. If the mind is in a state of craving, that you've lost it. You haven't got the quality of composure, and so that's why I feel craving is a better word, because there's an agitated, unmindful, imbalanced, and self-centered element within that. We shouldn't be afraid of desire, and that the important thing within this is, in a sense, to get to know the difference between the desire, which is tanha, which is the sort of agitated, self-centered craving, and then chanda, which is the capacity that we have to direct the mind towards a goal, like say coming to be on retreat, or like the cooks and managers making the effort to look after the retreat. The definition of right effort is in 4 parts. Another little Pali lesson. The first one is sangvara, which means restraint. So restraining the unwholesome from arising. So making the effort to restrain the feelings of greed or jealousy or fear or anger, craving. Restraining the unwholesome from arising. The second one is pahana. If the unwholesome has arisen, if there's already a feeling of anger or fear or craving, whatever it might be, that if that's already arisen, the effort to let go. So sangvara, restraining the unwholesome from arising. If it's already arisen, then to let it go. The third one is bhavana, or to develop, to cultivate the wholesome, to consciously bring the wholesome into being, like to consciously develop loving kindness or compassion, consciously develop the faculty of concentration or developing wisdom. So bhavana is the conscious development of the wholesome. And then the fourth one is anurakkhana, which means to protect or to hold or to cherish, to maintain. So whatever wholesome qualities have arisen or have been brought into being, then the effort to maintain those. That right effort, all of that is cultivated, is established without any kind of self-view. That's not a me. There's not a me who's developing right effort. If there's a me doing the right effort, right efforting, then it's not right effort. It's not samma, because the essence of that, as what makes that an aspect of the path, is that there's no sakayati, there's no self-view, there's no I and me and mine woven in to those efforts. The right effort, samma vayamo, that is motivated and guided by mindfulness and wisdom. It's not coming from, it's not affected by any habits of self-creation, of I-making and mind-making. When a choice is guided by mindfulness and wisdom, that is actually conducive towards peacefulness and clarity. It's not like a disturbance. Again, sometimes we get this impression that we think of peace equals this kind of ultra passivity, like just a kind of completely neutralized passive state, and any kind of doing, any sort of doingness is somehow an intrinsic disturbance of my peace. But if your peace depends on a complete passivity, you are going to suffer, because the world does not sit still. That the world keeps changing, and that we have a body, we have a mind, and so if your peace, your sense of peace is based on a requirement of having no disturbance, no thing to do, no engagement, it's going to be a very short-lived peace, and it's going to be very, very fragile. And I would say that isn't actually really a peace, in my humble opinion. That isn't really peace at all. It's a kind of frozen quietude. But it's not the genuine peace of nibbana, because when there is that genuine quality of peacefulness, when the heart is truly attuned to Dhamma, to the way things are, then there's no need to be afraid of stuff happening or things to be done. We can make choices, we can do things, we can take action, we can be engaged with people, we can look after our responsibilities, and not have that being something seen or held or felt as something which is somehow disturbing or an intrusion or a bother.